In this video, we're going to be solving a question that talks about the regions where your function is either increasing or decreasing. So the key thing to know in this unit is for you to be able to differentiate. So basically in calculus, if you can be able to draw your functions, be able to differentiate and integrate, you are already at your 50% threshold. So with this one, the steps are normally straightforward. The step one that you will do, you differentiate whatever that you are given, which is your f of x. Then after differentiating this one, you are going to get to your critical point. Or before you get to a critical point, after you differentiate, you set that function that you have differentiated to be equals to 0. Then you solve your critical points. Then your critical points are the ones that you're going to use on your number line. And one of the other questions that they would ask in a multiple choice, they can decide not to give you this, but give you a function like this and say find the critical points. In other way, they just want you to find your x values for that function. So yeah, don't use that additional mark. So we're gonna try and differentiate this one. So if we differentiate that one, what are we going to have? We're going to have 4x cubed minus your 6x squared. You see? As simple as that. So now, as we've agreed that the next step that we are going to have now, we equate this into 0 to find our critical points. So we'll say we have 4x cubed minus 6x squared is equals to 0. But now we still have a problem because we have to solve the x. So in order to solve the x for this one, we can start by trying to take out a common factor in order for us to be successful in doing it. So the common factor for this one that we can take, that we can be able to divide both terms with, it could be your 2x. So let's just see, or not 2x, but 2x squared. If I have my 2x squared inside, I'll be left with what? With my 2x. I meant to say 2x squared. Yeah, 2x squared. So it's going to be 2x squared multiplied by 2x is going to give me 4x cubed. So for this one, I will just write what? I will write 3. Then this should be equals to 0. So just to confirm, this will give us 4x cubed, then this will give us 6x squared. So it means now we're on the right track. So we will have 2x squared be equals to 0, or 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. Then what will be our critical point? Our critical point, I'm just gonna write them here, that we have our x as 0. Then this one, you know, we're going to solve it. You'll have your x will be equals to 3 over 2. Then we also have x is equals to 3 over 2. Then now we go to our number line. On our number line, we're going to input these values that we got the critical point. We have this 0 here. Remember this, it's your 1.5. So your 1.5 is going to be somewhere here. So now, since we're dealing with as the second derivative, you still have to come and indicate that you're going to work on this second derivative. So basically now, what are you doing? You are going to choose any number between this region. It could be a negative number like your -3, in between -3 to 0, that you can input into this function. But we are going to check the sign, if it's positive number or a negative number, and also do the same thing between 0 and 1.5. We choose a number in between, then we input it into this one, the derivative. We're going to put it into the derivative. Hence, that's why here I've also written here that we are working on a derivative, so that you don't get confused, because I know sometimes people get the critical points, but now when they're doing the number line, they go and input into this, which is wrong. So when you're inputting into this, you're basically finding your y values, which is not what they're looking for. So as I said, you can choose any number like your -1. Then we are interested in the sign. So you'll realize here you're going to get positive. Then between 0 and 1.5, oh, I've actually made a mistake. It's a negative. You're getting a negative. You input -1 into this one. Then here between 0 and 1.5, we input 1 into here. You're going to get negative again. Then any number going there up to positive infinity, you are going to get a positive. So these questions, I think, yeah, it's one of my favorite, because I don't think it's that quite tricky, because now it gets to a part where you have to make your conclusion that you are seeing that this is negative. It means it's decreasing, increasing there. So now you just have to write your f. Your f is decreasing on. Your x is decreasing on. You check between -infinity to 0. We're starting in this portion. It's decreasing on -infinity to 0. Then now we can say end with a u. We will say in between this, arrange 0 to your 3/2, which is the same as that 1.5. And you're going to say end is increasing on, you see it increases from this one, which is your 3/2 to positive infinity. So it's a decrease, increase, as simple as that. You always have to make your conclusion, because they give marks for conclusion. Then now let's look at an example where you are given a fraction. So yeah, we're back. So now we're going to be looking at an example which is a fraction like this. So normally with these ones, these are actually the ones I'm seeing in a lot of semester tests. So because they know it's just easy to make a lot of mistakes on this one. But you will see as we move along how we're going to do this one. So first step, as usual, we have to find the derivative for this one. So each and every time you have a fractions like this, you can use what we call the quotient rule. We have in a differentiation what we call the quotient rule. So what does the quotient rule say? Quotient rule says we have your dy over dx, then you're given your f of x over your g of x. Then they're saying you have what? You're going to have, I don't want to use things. So you're going to have your dy over dx of your f of x, then this you multiplied by the g of x, then you minus your f of x, then this side you have your dy over dx of your g of x, then this will be divided by your g of x all squared. So in this, we'll just pretend that this top one we're having f of x, then in the bottom we're having g of x. Then we're going to continue and do the problem like that. So we'll look and say, okay, what is the differentiation of this one? If we differentiate our 2t, what do we get? We will be left with a 2. Then 2 multiplied by g of x. Where is your g of x? So you can write, we have 4 minus 2t squared minus, what's your f of x? F of x is 2t. Then your differentiation of g of x is this one. You're just going to have minus 2t. Then this would be divided by your 4 minus t squared all squared. So now we have to further simplify the top part, your 2 multiplied by 4. This was going to give us 8 minus 2t squared minus, no, it's not going to be minus but rather plus, a minus and a minus gives us plus 4t squared over 4 minus t squared all squared. So we can try also to regroup. So how are we going to regroup? We have minus 2t squared plus 4t squared. So those ones we can try to regroup them together. So we'll see we have what? We have 8 minus 2t plus 4t. This will give us plus 2t squared over 4 minus t squared all squared. So that's basically the final answer. So I'm just gonna write it here so that I can be able to copy it again, because we don't have enough space. I have 8 plus your 2t squared over 4 minus t squared all squared. This is the differentiation. So on those other parts, I was just using it to explain. So since we were able to find it and I need the space, I'm gonna erase this. I love the red marker, but the only downside with that one is that it always leaves this. Now I have to come back again and do this. So yeah, I just have to make sure that this is dry before writing, because the marker won't work if it's not dry. So yeah, we're having t squared. So we basically found the derivative of this one. So now you remember, after finding your derivative, you have to equate that the derivative to 0. But now what do we have? We have a fraction. We have, let me just write it here. We have 8 plus your 2t squared over your 4 minus your t squared all squared. So you can also try to work this example out by pausing and try to see if you would go as far as finding the solution. So as simple with this one, you always have to consider this as separate. So you're going to solve the bottom and also the top, or you can start with the top then go to your bottom. But remember, we also have to equate them to 0. So you're going to start with the top part, that you have your 8 plus your 2t squared, that's equals to 0. Then you have your 2t squared is equals to 8. Therefore your t squared is equals to not 8 but rather minus 8. Your t squared is minus 4. So this side you can be working the bottom one, that you have your 4 minus your t squared all squared is equals to 0. Then we know in order to remove this one, we can square this thing. We're going to have your 4 minus t squared all squared. This is the same as having your square root of 0. Then this is going to be removed. We are going to be left with 4 minus t squared is equals to 0. Therefore, our t squared will be equals to 4. Then you can conclude that your t is equals to plus or minus 2. You see? So with this one, it was able to give you the answers, but this one we had no solution. So you also have to write here that for this one, no solution. So since you had no solution for that one, we have to go to our number line. So remember here, you can even write this would be your critical point. Also even here you can write that would be your critical point. So you go to your number line and say let me see. Oh yeah, you're going to go to your number line and check -2, 0, and 2. You check these regions here. Then remember, we are working with what? F of t. So we still have to indicate here that we are going to be testing in the derived function. So we're going to be testing in which one? We're going to be still testing in this one. So you're going to go and look for any number this side, like it could be your -3, -4, as long as it's between here to -2, and check, are you getting a positive sign or a negative sign? Then you will see that you are having a positive on this one. Then between -2 and 0 you can even choose -1. Then this side I think you'll also get a positive. Then this side between 0 and 2 you are going to get a positive. So it looks like you are getting a positive throughout. Even here it's going to be a positive. So it means now you can just say for your final answer, you have, if you're writing it in set interval, t is such that your t should not be equals to plus or minus 2. You see? So this, it's also your domain. So I forgot to tell you guys that, like, when you are doing these types of questions, this one and the other one, you have to write your domain first. You write your domain first. Then the first one that we did, the domain, I think, yeah, x is the element of all real number line. You can go back and check it again, and also with this one, just make it a habit that you start by writing the domain. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. And here you have to do your conclusions as always. So bye bye.